Level 1, the noob. At this stage, gaming is nothing more than a way to pass time. There's no structure, no goals, and no real understanding of what's happening inside the game. You load in, press buttons, and react to whatever happens on screen. You don't understand mechanics yet. You don't understand positioning, timing, or strategy. Everything is instinct, and most of the time, it's wrong. But you don't notice that yet. You're not thinking about improvement, you're just playing. Winning feels random, losing doesn't matter. You might die 10 times in a row and still laugh it off because it doesn't carry weight. The game is chaos, but it's fun chaos. You're not comparing yourself to anyone. You don't know what good even looks like yet. Everyone else is just another player on screen. At this level, there is no pressure, no ego, no identity tied to performance. You're just a casual player in the purest form, completely unaware of what the game could become for you. But this is where everything starts, without you even realizing it. Level 2, the hook. Something changes here, quietly, almost unnoticed. You start caring. At first it's small, a loss that sticks in your mind longer than it should. A moment where someone outplays you so easily that you pause and think, how did they do that? You start remembering matches, not all of them, just the frustrating ones, the ones where you felt helpless. That feeling starts to linger. Now you're no longer just playing to pass time, you're playing to win, even if you don't fully admit it yet. You begin to notice patterns. Some players are faster, some are smarter, some just seem to know things you don't. That curiosity grows into frustration, and frustration turns into obsession. You say things like one more game, but it's not casual anymore. It's driven. You want a better result, a different outcome. You want to feel like you're improving, even if you don't know how yet. This is the hook, the moment the game stops being just entertainment and starts becoming something you want to master. And once that happens, there's no going back. Level 3, the awakening. Now you realize something important. People aren't just better than you, they understand more than you. So you start learning. You watch video, tutorials, gameplay breakdowns. You start copying movement styles, aiming techniques, strategies. At first it feels unnatural, forced, but you try anyway. You begin to recognize your mistakes in real time. You die and instantly think, I shouldn't have done that. That awareness is new. Before, mistakes were invisible. Now they stand out. You start to understand basic systems of the game, spacing, timing, positioning, map awareness. It's still messy, but there's structure forming in your gameplay. You're no longer just reacting, you're thinking. And thinking slows you down at first. You hesitate, you overanalyze, you still lose a lot. But something feels different. Losses now feel educational instead of random. This is where casual gaming dies, and competitive thinking is born. Level 4, the grinder. This is where repetition becomes your life. You stop playing just to play. Every session has a purpose: improve aim, improve movement, improve decision-making. Even if it's not perfect, the intention is there. You repeat the same mechanics over and over until they start becoming automatic. At first it's boring, then it becomes necessary, then it becomes addictive. You start noticing small improvements, faster reactions, cleaner movement, better positioning. Things that once felt impossible now start happening naturally. But you also start losing in a new way, to people who are still above you. And those losses feel heavier now because you understand why they happened. You don't just say, I lost. You say, I misplayed that. And that mindset changes everything. You're no longer a casual player trying to win games. You are a grinder building skill one repetition at a time, and slowly, the gap is closing. Level 5, the isolation. This is where the cost becomes real. Your focus deepens, but your world shrinks. Friends start going out while you stay in. You skip things you used to enjoy, not because you hate them, but because your priorities have changed. You start choosing improvement over comfort. Late nights become normal, sleep becomes flexible, time stops feeling like relaxation and starts feeling like opportunity. Either you're improving or you're falling behind. People don't always understand it. They see you online all the time, but they don't see what you're trying to build. And slowly, conversations shift. Your life becomes harder to relate to, but you keep going. Because now stopping feels worse than continuing. Level 6. The breakthrough. Something clicks. All the repetition, all the frustration, all the losses start making sense. You're no longer guessing in-game. You're reading situations, predicting outcomes, controlling pace. You notice opponents before they act. You understand when to push and when to hold. Your decision-making becomes faster, not because you're rushing, but because you understand more. Wins start coming more consistently, but the game feels different now, more intense, more mental. Every match has weight because you know how small mistakes decide everything. You're not at the top yet, but you're no longer average. You've entered the upper level of skill, and now you know you actually have potential. Level 7, the recognition. People notice you now. Your name starts appearing in matches, chats, leaderboards, invites. You're no longer unknown. You're someone people remember. Teammates rely on you. Opponents respect you. Some even fear you. You start entering scrims, tournaments, structured play. Everything becomes more serious, less random, more professional. But with recognition comes pressure. Now every mistake is seen. Every loss has weight. You're no longer just playing for yourself. You're playing for reputation. And that changes how you think under pressure. You're close now, but the hardest part is still ahead. Level 8, the professional. This is where everything becomes real. You're not just a player anymore. You're a competitor at the highest level you've reached so far. Every match matters. Every decision is calculated. The environment changes completely. Structured practice, team coordination, coaches, analysis. Gaming is no longer casual or even personal. It's performance. You're expected to win, expected to adapt, expected to stay consistent. And under all of that pressure, you still have to perform like you did when no one was watching. But sometimes, in quiet moments, you remember level 1, when it was just fun, no pressure, no expectations, just a game. And you realize something important. You didn't just become a pro gamer. You became the result of every version of yourself that never quit.